How's it going, guys? I think HB is muted or something.
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you, HB.
I think I'm good in here.
Oh, there you are.
My
Yeah, I can hear
net's
you now.
connecting. But yeah, cheers. What's up, guys? Welcome to Mystic Journeys. We got our Mystic Mondays. We're gonna do a little bit of the Way to Love, and also we're gonna talk about Blue Lotus a little bit. It's got a pretty good episode planned for you guys tonight. Thank y'all for being here. Already got a couple people in the chat. Stop.
We've already got
we're
Nick
gonna do
Fireball
it
and
as well,
Cyber
too.
Philly here.
Cool, sweet. Yep. We'll be doing a
And,
giveaway there, so you guys stay tuned.
You're doing a good giveaway tonight?
Yes, I am, sir. Yes.
And we're also going to be doing one on Wednesday. Do you want to save the tea giveaway for Wednesday? And we'll do like maybe two giveaways?
Yeah. Let's do it like that.
I can do I'm going to be doing the can. If you gets to guess what's my can again on Wednesday, I'll be bringing that back. It's been too long.
So
that'll be fun.
And then the tea that you have as well.
Yeah. You want me to give one of mine away, or you want to give one of yours away?
Well, that's what I'm asking you. Do you want me to do one? Yeah.
Because I
can do one like you. I got one right now.
I drank your that full bottle last night, and wow, that was entourage effect is real.
Yeah, it is, man.
Yep.
So, and I'm laying there the night that I did mine, and I'm sitting there just trying to like really put to words how it felt to one of my friends, and I'm like, you know what? It's just like whenever you have a cup of hot cocoa, and then you finally add marshmallows to it. It's like it's just hot cocoa, but whenever you put hard marshmallows in it, it's a little bit better. So it's kind of that same concept. But yeah, the entourage effect is definitely real.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this Pharaoh's flavor, I was super impressed by that flavor.
Appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you a lot.
Kind of like chai, or almost kind of like a mix between chai and cider, almost like a harvest chai, but different. It was good. Like everybody that tried it at the event were like, "Wow, this is amazing."
I was really happy. I was kind of nervous. I'm not gonna lie. The whole time I'm like, "Yeah, people are gonna love this shit. They're gonna love it." And then as I'm making it that night, I'm like, maybe they won't like it. Like maybe people don't like that kind of flavor. So with the entourage effect, it's really nice, man. So you guys stay tuned.
Wow.
Let me go ahead. Yeah, only a quarter gram per bottle. So let me go ahead and sneak peek everybody a little thing here. This is going to be the next flavor that's coming up here in June, just in time for summer. We got a jalapeno lemonade. I'm excited about this as well. I've been crafting this kind of thing all day, trying to figure out the right ratios and stuff. And it's going to have a little bit of tampering still to go, but I got all month to plan this one. It's kind of one of my favorite drinks. So figured I would incorporate it into what I'm doing with the mushrooms.
So these
it's already like a lemon.
Just to help explain a little bit, these drinks are a perk for people that have signed up under you as a spiritual guide.
Yes, sir. 100%.
So you assisting people with their religious needs.
100%. And right now, they are quarter gram per bottle by weight. Later on, the idea is that, because me and I don't really like to do the weight by dry weight by gram or whatever, but later on, we'll get lab testing and we'll actually have the percentage of the psilocybin that's in each bottle. But for right now, there's a quarter gram per bottle, just to kind of keep it to where it's low, but it's also where you can drink a few of these things, just like to replace what people do with beer in a natural sacrament kind of way. But yeah, you purchase them with the membership. I'll be releasing a new flavor every month, at least until December. I already have a few flavors planned throughout the month.
Someone really likes the Pharaoh flavor and they want that one next month.
Then they don't have to get the flavor that's coming out. It's just like a subscription box, right? So you can either get the new subscription that comes out, or you can get the ones that have already been through the past, whatever your favorite ones are, until you get a flavor that you might want to try. So yeah, it works just like that.
I can't imagine people wanting anything other than the Pharaohs at this point.
I thought that, but then whenever people hear the jalapeno lemonade, they're like, okay, that's really nice. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody's support and everybody getting happy about Nerdy. I appreciate you, man. Derek, I appreciate you guys. So hopefully this thing takes off. It's called Zeta, by the way. Yeah, the drink's called Zeta. And then later on, we'll be coming out with mushroom gummies and we'll extend it. I'm even considering, if people in the chat are interested, we'll do cannabis gummies and stuff like that. Hard candies is part of our second. Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you guys so much for your support.
Sorry, I was switching scenes there and I clicked the wrong one. Sorry about that.
You're okay. So no worries. Thanks,
All right.
guys. Yeah.
All right, so we got about 10 people in the chat right now. You want to finish what you're saying? Sorry, I don't want to finish here. I'm going to interrupt.
I was just reiterating what I was saying earlier. If you guys wait till the end of the show, we'll be doing a giveaway later. So, yeah. I think that what we should do is do a regular supplement giveaway today. We'll do a tea giveaway Wednesday. I'll give away a tea, and then you can do your can as well. Okay.
Instead of the teas, because I could give, you gave me, I have 2 left. I was thinking about giving 1 to Chris and 1 to Kat. I have a couple gummies that I still have. I need some feedback because they're getting old. So this would be a perfect time for me to give them away on Wednesday, and maybe I can throw in some extra supplements or something. But I got your supplements. I can give away.
Yeah, and then I'll do a tea on the side. Are you doing what's in the can?
I'll be doing that on Wednesday. Yes. So that'll have the what's in the can will be for the gummies and the supplements that I have of yours.
Sweet, appreciate you.
And I might throw something else in there too. I don't know what yet, but
okay.
How was your weekend, Derek?
I was just gonna ask you that.
It was awesome. I went to the drag strip, and they had.
I saw your pictures on Instagram. It was really nice. Super Wild. Oh, okay.
Mostly Harleys, and there was some like bottle-fed Harleys, with nitrous, and then there was turbo Harleys and stuff. It was a really good time, and then yesterday was really awesome. I got to see the grandbabies, hung out with them for a little while.
Nice.
Rode out with some friends, and got ice cream. And,
right on.
It was a really awesome weekend.
Was it you on the
ramp? I saw you at the drag strip.
You taking those big jumps?
No way. Okay. I used to dream about that, dude. This is my whole hobby when I was a little kid.
When I was, I worked at Boston Financial up in Rhode Island, and they had the X Games. It was like the first year of the X Games up there, and my office was like on the 3rd floor. And looking out the window, you could see the dirt bikes go jumping across the window, and that was pretty fun because it was a vacant lot next door, and that was the first time I believe that anybody did one of them 360 loops off of a jump. And the guy off the bike, and he was like, "Ah!"
Making records.
Yeah,
pretty cool, dude.
It was great. Yeah.
Picking up on your ice cream thing, dude. I tried some huckleberry ice cream a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago. Yeah. That was the best ice cream I think I've ever had in my life. I think it's my new favorite flavor of ice cream. It was actually Blue Bunny, if anybody wants to be specific about it, but good luck trying to get it because the only way you can get it is by a 3-gallon like tub at retail. So they don't just like sell this flavor at the store. I don't know why. Yeah, dude. It's so
something like that.
Well, that's the flavor that they recommended for us to replace this one with. So we're going to give that a try. So hopefully that's a store-bought variety people can supplement with. But if there are places in Denver that do it by the scoop, there's a place here very local to us that you can actually get it by the quart for like $15. So that's super bad, man. But it's kind of a little expensive.
I know of a couple places where I could get it. There's a few neighborhoods that they always have lines out the door of like the ice cream parlors.
Highly recommend to check it out. Huckleberry ice cream. Okay. Yeah, the Blue Bunny has the real chunks of like huckleberry in it. It's really good. We're gonna try the Tillamook though. We'll see. Tillamook, however you say that company. I usually like their stuff a lot.
Yeah.
Let's get away with the meeting, man.
They made their own ice cream at the place we went to, and I kind of made the mistake. I just went boring with chocolate and peanut butter, but then I went over to my daughter's house after, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I've been there." She's like, "The banana pudding ice cream is really good," and I was like, I was on the fence of getting that, but my buddy was like, "I think I'm getting the banana pudding," so I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to copy them, And then they also had ambrosia ice cream, and she was like, "That's really good." And those are the two that I was thinking of getting, but I was like, chocolate and peanut butter. But they make all their ice cream there. When you walk into the place, they make the waffle cones there, so that smell just hits you, and it was so good. And they had all kinds of like jams and stuff like that for sale there, and cookies and
that's cool.
Different stuff, But Yeah, I thought it was a real bargain. It was $6 for 2 scoops and a waffle cone.
That's a
And
good deal.
in today's economy, I mean, yeah, that sounds like a little much, but when you
Seems
go,
good.
every
That's
once in a
that's
while,
like made in
you know,
house. That's great.
Pretty good,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, it was good stuff.
Oh, your banana pudding ice cream. I can take that to the next level. Add gummy bears, man. Gummy
Oh,
bears with banana pudding ice cream. Oh, so good.
yeah,
So
I
good.
made banana Foster's on vanilla ice cream is one of my favorites, dude. I love it.
That's one of those classics I usually go to is banana ice cream with gummy bears mixed in. You can't go wrong. And if you can get some real
Nice.
bananas, throw those in there too.
yeah.
All right, everybody. I think I'm going to go ahead and start the reading for the day. It's from The Way to Love. And this chapter is, I'm sure you're all kind of familiar with this one already, The Eye of a Needle. So this is from Mark 10:25. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. Before I start reading this one, I would like to explain what that actually means. A lot of people misinterpret that as an actual eye of a needle. The eye of a needle is basically the doorway into the cities, like in those times, like in Jerusalem and stuff. And it was just small enough to where a camel could not go into it. So it would keep camels out of the city, and that was the whole point. It was designed so they couldn't go through. It's not an actual eye of a needle, anyway.
Right, exactly
So,
right.
just a little extra context before I go into this.
Cool,
Not
man.
that
Awesome.
part mattered. I just something that always whenever people read that, I think they misinterpret that. But we're not from those times, so whatever. Still means the same thing, I think.
Yeah, they
But
don't want camels in the cities anywhere. I mean, those are filthy animals. They spit on people.
Yep. All right. What can one do to attain happiness? There is nothing you or anyone else can do. Why? For the simple reason that you are already happy right now. So, how can you acquire what you already have? If that is so, why do you not experience this happiness which is already yours? Because your mind is creating unhappiness all the time. Drop this unhappiness of your mind, and the happiness that has always been yours will instantly surface. How does one drop unhappiness? Find out what is causing it and look at the cause unflinchingly. It will automatically drop. If you look carefully, you will see that there is one thing and one thing that causes, and one thing and only one thing that causes unhappiness. The name of that thing is attachment. What is an attachment? An emotional state of clinging, caused by the belief that without some particular thing or some person, you cannot be happy. This emotional state of clinging is composed of two elements, one positive and the other negative. The positive element is the flash of pleasure and excitement, the thrill that you experience when you get what you are attached to. The negative element is the sense of threat and tension that always accompanies the attachment. Think of someone gobbling up food in a concentration camp. With one hand, he brings the food to his mouth. With the other, he protects it from neighbors who will grab it from him the moment he lowers his guard. There, you have the perfect image of the attached person. So, an attachment, by its very nature, makes you vulnerable to emotional turmoil and is always threatening to shatter your peace. So, how can you expect an attached person to enter the ocean of happiness called the kingdom of God? As well, expect a camel to pass through the eye of a needle. Now, the tragedy of an attachment is that if its object is not attained, it causes unhappiness. But if it is attained, it does not cause happiness, it merely causes a flash of pleasure followed by weariness. And it is always accompanied, of course, by the anxiety that you may lose the object of your attachment. You will say, can I keep just one attachment? Of course, you can keep as many as you want, but for each attachment, you pay a price in lost happiness. Think of this: the nature of attachment is such that even if you satisfy many of them in the course of a single day, the one attachment that was not satisfied will prey upon your mind and make you unhappy. There is no way to win the battle of attachments. As well, search for water without wetness, as for an attachment without unhappiness. No one has ever lived who has come up with a formula for keeping the objects of one's attachment without struggle, anxiety, fear, and sooner or later, defeat. There is only one way to win the battle of attachment: drop them. Contrary to popular belief, dropping attachments is easy. All you have to do is see, but really see, the following truths. First truth: you are holding on to a false belief,
Exactly
namely,
right.
the belief that without this particular person or thing, you will not be happy. Take your attachments one at a time and see the falseness of this belief. You may encounter resistance from your heart, but the moment you do see, there will be an immediate emotional result. That at that very instant, the attachment loses its force. Second truth: if you just enjoy things, refusing to let yourself be attached to them, that is, refusing to hold the false belief that you will not be happy without them, you are spared all the struggle and emotional strain of protecting them and guarding them for yourself. Has it occurred to you that you can keep all the objects of your attachments without giving them up? Without renouncing a single one of them, and you can enjoy them even more on a non attachment, non clinging basis, because you are peaceful now and relaxed and unthreatened in your enjoyment of them. The third and final truth: if you learn to enjoy the scent of 1,000 flowers, you will not cling to one or suffer when you cannot get it. If you have 1,000 favorite dishes, and the loss of one will go unnoticed and leave your unhappiness unimpaired. But it is precisely your attachments, that prevent you from developing a wider and more varied taste for things and people. In the light of these truths, no attachment can survive, but the light must shine uninterruptedly if it is to be so effective. Attachments can only thrive in the darkness of illusion. The rich man cannot enter the kingdom of joy, not because he wants to be bad, but because he chooses to be blind.
Because of his false beliefs. 100%, man.
Yep. It's your attachments. And you can
100%.
still enjoy them. You can still keep them in your life. Just don't be attached to it. Don't think you're going to be
100%.
miserable when it goes away, because that's what causes it. When you're anticipating the misery, that's causing the misery.
Yes. It speaks a lot about what I've been talking about the Four Noble Truths, and our three causes of suffering in Buddhism is one of them is our attachment. And I'll pull this up here. The Four Noble Truths, as I was speaking about, is the nature of suffering, its causes, its cessation, and the path to it ending. So there are four noble truths in life: that life is going to have suffering, that suffering arises from our desire, our cravings, or our attachments, and that it is possible to end the suffering, and that the way to end the suffering is by the Eightfold Path, which he doesn't touch on all the topics of the Eightfold Path, but he touches on a few of them that they're the truths that he speaks about here, the way to be enlightened by it, 100%. Same concept of we were talking about with our karma yoga, to be able to do things without our attachment, without expecting a win or a loss, or what am I going to gain out of this?
I especially liked that part. I both highlighted and underlined this section right here. If you have 1,000 favorite dishes, the loss of one will go unnoticed and leave your happiness unimpaired. I love that. And also the thing about the flowers too. If you learn to
Yeah, let
enjoy
me
the
read
scent
this.
of 1,000 flowers, you will not cling to one or suffer when you cannot get it.
Wow, how beautiful, man! Because that's really fucking poetic for the end of the show here. Everybody's gonna see when we attach this to a Blue Lotus. Can you read that one more time?
Oh yeah. Which one? The flower one? Or read both?
Yeah.
They're right after each other.
Cool.
Okay, the third and final truth. If you learn to enjoy the scent of 1,000 flowers, you will not cling to one or suffer when you cannot get it. If you
Yeah.
have 1,000 favorite dishes, the loss of one will go unnoticed and leave your happiness unimpaired.
No preferences, and you won't be disappointed for what you get.
It is
We talked
precisely
about
your
this.
attachments that prevent you from developing a wider and more varied taste for things and people.
100%. We talked about this with the socks for Christmas for Grinch, the Grinch socks at Christmas time. I was telling my buddy about it. He's like, "Yeah, my friend, she was getting them, and she never got the one that she wanted, so she kept going back until she got the ones that she wanted." And in my head, I'm like, you know what? I would love to get this color, but I'm gonna take whatever color I got. Obviously, I didn't get the color I wanted because it's like low chances, but and then amongst that, it maybe had a better appreciation that I would have had for the one that I would have gotten because I had to appreciate the one that I didn't necessarily want, and it was ended up being better.
Yeah.
Well, let me read this real fast.
Nobody ever expects that. It could actually turn
Yeah.
out better.
I mean, you're exactly right. And I've been noticing this. You kind of were picking on me a little bit about the a little difference that I had there on the bottom, right? But I was thinking about this the whole time I was sitting there editing these videos and pictures and everything I've been doing for the show and stuff like that. I've been thinking that like whenever it doesn't work out and it is a deleting or corrupting or whatever, and I have to redo it, the end result is usually better the second time I do it. Like logistically, it's going to be better than the second time you do it. Yeah, so I kind of learned how to embrace that in the moment.
That holds true in my personal life too. I spend all day working on a project. Computer crashes, forgot to save. I had to start over from the beginning. It turns out better the second time.
Yeah.
Every single
Takes twice
time.
as long, but it turns out usually about at least twice as good.
And I do it done faster the next time too, because if I did it once, it's just like muscle memory the second time. You're like, oh yeah, it's all still fresh up here. Still got it going.
Yeah,
Type
definitely.
it out.
Just want to read this real fast. I've already read this before. This is kind of something I collaborated from information on the internet. It says here, in Buddhism, the three root causes of human suffering are often called the three poisons, are greed or craving, hatred or aversion, or delusion or ignorance, are lobha or dosa or moha. In Hinduism, our karma yoga, or the path of action, is a spiritual practice of performing one's duties selflessly without desiring the fruits or rewards of those actions. As described in the Bhagavad Gita, it involves dedicating actions to the divine, reducing egotism, and maintaining inner peace, leading to spiritual liberation. Key practices of karma yoga: detachment. The core principle is to work without being attached to the outcome, success or failure. Selfless service, acting for the benefit and gain of others and the world without personal gain. Our duty, or performing one's responsibilities and moral duties with dedication, viewing work as a form of worship, and understanding that the results of your work are not yours, thus curbing the ego. That's our three main causes of suffering. It breaks down to, if you simplify it to why do I feel pain? It's because a lot of it has to do with our attachment, a big portion of it. And then when we do things selflessly, and we do things whenever, like, you know what, I'm just going to do this good thing. I'm not going to do it like, I hope somebody pays me for doing this good thing, or I hope somebody like sees me go doing this good thing. I talk about the door analogy of things. Why do people hold the door open for people? And you have to be careful and keep your ego checking that.
Your attachments is like, the more you avoid it, push it away, it gets closer, and the more you try to bring it close, the further it gets away.
Well said. Yeah, man. Well said. Very zen. I mean, I know I've already repeated this stuff, and I repeat it a lot, but that's why it's so important.
Further away.
Yeah, because I think a lot of it's waking up, because we hear that and we go, "Oh yeah, it's our attachments that make us suffer," and then we look around and we go, "But yeah, I'm still clinging. I still hold to these things that if I didn't have, my life would be in shambles." So we have to be careful with that kind of stuff, man. Balance living a life of modern day pleasures with, you know what, maybe I don't need this shit. Like maybe I can back away and give myself a break, go camping for a weekend or something, right? Detachment with love is a personal struggle sometimes. 100% well
I
said.
feel that.
It's like I said, it's like it's the graduation level of maturing. Like elementary grade is like treating people the way you want to be treated, but you know when you start to graduate and get older, you have to like really take into people's feelings and considerations and yours and how they mingle with theirs, and it becomes really complex. Cheers, Miller. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for being here, Cam.
Your dog's welcome to the show anytime.
Yeah, I know. I saw where they're cuddling with the little guy.
Anytime. Dog's always
Cheers,
welcome.
Richard. Thank you for being here, man.
I'd
Mars.
welcome a doggo on the show anytime. I'd love him.
Hey, David. What's up, buddy?
We need more doggos in our life.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
When they're behaved.
Yeah, of course. When they're behaving the way you want them to.
That one I was holding her just a little while ago, I had to give a bath earlier because it got into some mud and stuff outside, and he was filthy. And then he got the zoomies, then he kept going back and the zoomies and going back, and it was just so when he came inside.
My dog did it, and then she did it the very next day. I was like, oh no. The bathtub was just leaking with mud. I'm like, oh god.
I hope he doesn't do it again tomorrow, but he probably will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Earlier
cheers.
in the garden, I was working in the garden a little bit, and you're talking about the flowers, and I have all these pretty roses. But the first thing I noticed, because my head was down, because I'm watching, I don't step in dog, all the rose petals on the ground. Like I said, I missed these roses, but I got all these pretty roses on the vines, on the bushes. So it was, I wasn't upset about the roses on the ground because I had all the roses, still there.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably collect those petals and maybe make a potpourri or something, right?
Yeah, I could.
Just an idea.
Yeah. I got dandelions up front. I want to go and clip and make a dandelion.
Yeah, you can make tea out of it as well.
Yeah, so I have dandelions.
Really,
But I think
the most benefit. Go ahead. Sorry.
And so, I was going to say, I think I'll do the rose and dandelions, but roses from the bush, not on the ground.
Right.
Yeah. So the most important part is to make sure you get those rose hips. Those have a lot of vitamin C. They're super healthy for you. Those are going to be the most beneficial part of the plant is the fruit of the rose, essentially. The little red balls. That go in that
So
plant.
many wild roses in Colorado, HB. You're gonna love it.
I know. I've seen it already. A lot of the ones were already wilted by the time I got here. So I'm like, well, when it gets fresh, we have a whole huge tomorrow. Yeah, cool, sweet, awesome. So yeah, I've seen a lot of them there, especially where I am. There's like tons of fields of it. Super fun.
Dandelion. Did you say dandelion jelly, Derek?
Dandelion tea.
Tea. My sister makes a jelly out of it, and it's so good. But yeah, it's like a nice yellow jelly, and it's just delicious. It's almost like honey. It's just so good.
Oh, cool. I would love to try that. That'd be cool.
I can probably get you the recipe.
That would be even better. Cool. Dandelion root is actually a really great supplement for coffee replacement. It tastes and smells just like, well, it doesn't taste just like coffee, but it smells really close to coffee, and it has a very similar taste. So if anybody's trying to reduce caffeine intake, the root is really good. You take and roast it at like a certain time and temperature. But yeah,
it's also
really smells
diuretic, like coffee.
Yeah, and there's tons of other health benefits as well. Yeah. Surprised you know that, nerdy. Yeah, nerd.
I grew up. Those the nutritional healing or prescription for nutritional healing books. In high school, I was just reading those books. I love them so much.
Right.
But now all my information is kind of outdated. But like the great things about those books is they cited the medical studies throughout history for their sources, and I love those books so much. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir, I do. Yeah, I use the internet for a lot of that, but yeah, there are a bunch of archives you can find online still through colleges and stuff.
I want to
Yeah,
get the current
100%.
updated version of
Sweet.
food for nutritional healing and prescription for nutritional healing.
Let me know what you find out.
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't mind, speaking of flowers, let's talk a little bit about Blue Lotus. I've been wanting to do this for a little bit. I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet, but I can't promise anything. And I have a ton of pictures, so I'm gonna photobomb us all here for a second. But I kind of just want to set the stage first by showing some pictures of ancient Egypt and the relationship with people with magic mushrooms and with Blue Lotus and mushrooms and Blue Lotus together as well. So let's do that first, and then we'll go through some notes here that I have on my phone. Okay, guys, this first picture that I have here is gonna be some Egyptians floating on the river. And you can see the Blue Lotus flowers right there. You could actually see them holding the Blue Lotus flowers. Oftentimes, it's a symbol of royalty and a symbol of love and beauty as well.
I like that picture.
I like it a lot, and I have a couple more in that style. You're going to notice that it has blue because the blue is again a symbol of royal. The people that are wearing it. I forget a gentleman's name right here. I just remember Nefertum or Nefertum, however you want to pronounce that, is the god of beauty right here that you see. And he wears a Blue Lotus. Nefertum. Okay, so yeah, he wears a Blue Lotus piece on his head right there. It's something I learned a lot about this today. I've already discovered this a couple weeks ago doing some research, but you can see him there with the flowers. He's a god who represents, again, the beauty of love. Yeah, and then now you can see.
Okay, I looked up the pronunciation. It's Nephilim.
Nephilim. Okay, cool. That would make sense. Okay, cool.
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, because it's spelled T-E-M, but that would make sense.
Yeah, it's like the scientific name. Like we're constantly looking at scientific words and stuff, and I'm constantly trying to how do I pronounce this? I have to look it up.
I know, man. I'm horrible. Thank you for alley-ooping me there. But yeah, what you see here is 3 Egyptians again with the blue. Notice again the flower piece on the headdress, and they're smelling this flower of the Blue Lotus. Okay. There's another picture here. Again, another hieroglyphic that shows an Egyptian smelling the Blue Lotus. And this starts to speak about how Egyptians were some of the first people to ever discover aromatherapy. Smelling these flowers, they would realize that they could ingest the active ingredients of the flower because the active ingredients concentrate a lot in the yellow parts in the middle. So they were literally using this as aromatherapy. You can see by them smelling it. Again, another lotus, a gentleman there smelling it. So yeah, I have a couple pictures here of this is one we showed before on the show of an Egyptian growing what appears, we can only speculate to be psilocybin mushrooms inside of a pot. It's very much the same way we grow mushrooms today. Even right now, I'm growing some lion's mane in very much a similar method using a 5-gallon bucket.
Can I say
but
something
above
really
this,
fast?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please.
This picture. Okay, I was at a Denver Urban Gardens event the couple weeks ago, and one of the questions that we got from the crowd was, "Can I grow my mushrooms in a pot?" And this is what I thought of, but what she was specifically talking about was one of those strawberry flower pots. You know, those ones that have all the holes on the sides, and I'm like, brilliant! That is absolutely.
That is a good idea, actually.
You could grow some lion's mane on the sides, or some oysters. It would be growing perfectly on the side of the pot. And this picture right here is a perfect example of what that would look like.
Can you actually put your cursor on there, or will it show up if you do that?
Let's see. Can you see my cursor?
Okay. Well, yeah, no. But what I'm trying to make a point of here is at eye level, right there. You can see there's a strand of flowers that go across. Those flowers are Blue Lotus flowers. And it speaks to what I've been talking about with my new tea that I'm coming out with. That the Egyptians
above your picture there. That's right next to you. The top left corner of your picture there is the lotus I see.
No, that's not lotus. I'm not familiar with what plant that is, but I know it's the one in front of her face at eye level.
Yeah, there's also another one. It looks like the same right below the pot too.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah,
It looks a little
higher.
different to me. The picture that or the research that I showed, only showed that the top flower was lotus for sure. So I'm just kind of going off what I do know. Maybe you're correct though.
Fair.
But yeah, it speaks to how they've used this to medicine together for thousands of years because they realized that there was a synergy involved with this medicine. Here's another prime example. You can see the blue lotus flower on the headdress with the psilocybin mushrooms on the back right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's very beautiful. It's a beautiful representation of how these people, it was part of their culture. Again, this is what I was talking about the other day. You start to envelop yourself in their culture and you know about blue lotus because they use it every single day. And they figure out using these mushrooms every day that they combine together where it makes a great synergistic effect. Here's another example of the Egyptians with what is only again reportedly that we know to be a psilocybin mushroom. What do you think, nerd?
Looks like mushrooms.
It's like mushrooms for sure. This is a.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I have another theory. So let's back up a couple slides, and I want to.
Go ahead. You don't mind.
I noticed. Let's see here. Which one was
This is just a representation of the god. Sometimes he's represented with a lion head on top of him.
So
sometimes.
notice those flowers that I pointed out, the ones like the ones below the pot.
At knee level.
How that first strand coming up looks like a mushroom, but
Yeah.
the
Yes,
rest
sir.
looks like those flowers.
Right.
Then the next picture, the mushroom, that first mushroom in that previous picture looks like these mushrooms here in the back of the head. So
Exactly right.
are those mushrooms or are those lotus seed pods?
It's a great question, man. And the debate has always been there. People always debate, is this actually mushrooms? Are they psilocybin mushrooms? There's a lot of speculation with this stuff, and not a lot of people know. There's so much about the Egyptian people that we don't know because of the burning of the library at Alexandria.
Right.
It was a very horrible event.
So, these really look like mushrooms to me based off of the shape and the way it's got a pilus. It's actually curved very much at the top. But if you look at lotus seed pods, they basically like a little circle on top of a stipe. So it looks very much, if you're not adding all the little details of the holes in the seed pod, then it would look kind of like a mushroom. But I don't know.
I wouldn't deny that.
To me.
Okay, I wouldn't deny that.
Looks like mushrooms to me. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's it. I'd be open-minded to that concept here. Let me talk a little bit about the active chemicals inside of it that make it psychedelic. There are two primary alkaloids responsible for its effect: apomorphine, a non-selective dopamine antagonist that can include feelings of happiness and euphoria, or misophorine, which is an alkaloid that acts as a calming agent and may have antipsychotic properties. And together, these compounds can cause a range of effects, including mild sedation, altered perception, visual hallucinations at higher doses, and increased libido. So again, it's kind of the inspiration about me doing the tea that I have with the chocolate, because again, it's the way that our ancestors use it. Even in Mayan culture, people use chocolate and mushrooms for hundreds of years, so thousands of years. You can pull us back up if you'd like, Nerdy. Here, I got you, I think. The Egyptian blue lotus is a sacred psychoactive lily of the Nile, symbolizes life, rebirth, the creation of the ancient Egyptians, and it's often linked directly to the sun god Ra, and is used in ceremonies for its narcotic effects. It's used extensively in Egyptian art and the Book of the Dead, and this plant was an integral spiritual part of social life. It was integral to spiritual and social life, And the Egyptians believed that the massive blue lotus was the first form of life that emerged from the primordial water, spawning the sun god Ra. Because of the lotus closes and sinks under the water at night, only to rise and bloom again at dawn, it represents the soul's journey of death and resurrection. And one of my favorite quotes is "No mud, no lotus." It speaks about how lotuses grow in something like the harshest environments, and that's kind of how and they're the most beautiful flowers when they bloom. Yep. It was a pervasive symbol of rebirth and fertility in tombs, pillars, art. We just saw some pictures there explaining it. And the blue lotus was embodied by the god Nefertum, or however nerdy you pronounce it in the chat.
You know what? I think I got it wrong. I think that was in the film I was talking about. Those are those like the crossbreed between angels and humans.
Okay.
That's from the Bible. That's
Yeah.
in Genesis. So I got it wrong. This is not an Egyptian. I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna find out how to pronounce it correctly. I did.
Okay, sweet. But yeah, this picks up my literally exact next point is that he represented healing and aromatic properties of the plant, but the name of the plant is called Nymphea caerulea. But Nymphea, as we know, nympho or nymphomaniac, meaning like sexual maniac. And that's what this has a lot to do with the idea of libido and lust and aphrodisiacs and things like that.
Is it NEPTPHTHYS? Nephthys?
You're talking about who I'm referring to?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who this is.
Who I'm referring to is Nefertem, Nefertem, or Nefertum. Nefertim, I think it would be. Maybe you guys in the chat know a little better. I'm only coming with the facts that I know. Nefertum.
Nefertim or Nefertum?
Nefertum. Come on, we're just like.
And represented by the blue lips, like you're saying. So this is the right one. Yes, correct.
Exactly. The god of beauty.
That was huge.
Cool. So, yeah.
I love knowing this stuff. I am not familiar with this Egyptian god.
Yeah, so apparently it has a lot to do with like being. Let me just not talk about here. 1 second. Let me go back. I don't know where it is. Oh, give me just a second. I'll find it. It might be on this one. Let's see.
Milla says that she read that almost every plant and herb has been sold as an aphrodisiac for the fellows at some point. I believe that. I believe that. Like human horn.
From Futurama. Yeah.
I think you're watching something like an old person show when they're having commercials for those blue pills. It's that, like, I know it's a little off topic, but you're talking about things for the fellows. Some of the stuff I watch, like History Channel or something like that, there's a commercial for blue pills.
Yep. It's the new aphrodisiac.
Yeah, I mean that's society for you. Totally skip nature and go right to the pharmacy, right? I mean,
right.
Sad. There's no telling what kind of side effects.
The idea of aphrodisiacs aren't even really well studied. So technically, it's not even a true science. It's all just speculative, unfortunately.
By Pfizer.
Give me just a sec. I'm gonna go over to Discord and be right back. I'm gonna post this.
Do you guys have any ideas for what you want to watch tonight for movie night? I had not thought about it.
Oh.
I think Oreo or HB usually has a pretty good idea of what we want to watch. What's a good idea to watch?
Yeah, they usually pick something good. We watched what was that movie? Half Baked, right?
Oh yeah, we watched that one last week on 420.
Yeah, that was
Yep, 7 days ago. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love that movie so much. It's such an integral part of my entire life. I've just watched it so many times.
They were putting on The Hangover, I believe, and I was done. It was late, but
right, that was the other night when my daughter needed me.
Yeah, I bet that was a good time. I missed.
Oh yeah, I Zach Galifianakis is such a awesome dude.
I love his Between Two Ferns stuff. Some of them
So
skits
funny.
are really
I had watched this video from him. It was an interview. It was like it was actually a serious interview, which is it's very rare to get a serious interview with him.
yeah.
But the title of the video was Zach Galifianakis wants you to know that Between Two Ferns was fake. I was like, yep, yeah, okay.
Really?
But yeah, I just he's such a good actor. Like I remember, like I liked him before he was before he was really famous. When I was in high school, I used to watch Out Cold so many times. It was like a snowboarding movie, and he's in
Okay.
it. That was one of his first movies he's ever been in, and then he did that stand-up routine at the Purple Onion, and that was over 20 years ago. And that was when he's sitting there playing the piano and just screwing off. So good, I loved it. I fell in love with that, and then Hangover came out, and now everybody knows who he is. Now he's a big deal.
He was in. He was also in Bad Boys, I believe.
Bad Boys, was
Yeah, he was
he
like
was
one of the computer geek cops.
hmm
He didn't have a big part, but it was before The Hangover and everything else.
And then he was in
Yeah,
Shrek 3. He was Humpty Dumpty. Baskets. I loved Baskets so much. That's kind of started. That was like one of the few clowns that I love, like Baskets and Puddle's Pity Party. Love it, love it, love it. But apparently, that part, Baskets, they wrote that part for Zach Galifianakis.
oh, I believe that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is made for him.
All right, let's go ahead and do a giveaway. Let's do 1 through 20. Oh,
Oh,
wrong one.
sorry. One more. Oreo mentioned that
He is
proud
a
of it.
real good guy.
Mm-hmm. And that's where he
Sorry,
finds
say again, Nerdy?
really gets a lot of joy out of gardening. Zach Galifianakis. Oreo mentioned that he has a gardening show
Yeah.
now, and it played
Yeah,
around with the
I've been
titles.
wanting to
They're like,
watch
maybe we
it.
should call it Between Two Farms. He's like, no, we need a complete separation. We need people to know this is a serious show about gardening because I love gardening. And so,
Very cool.
anyway, go ahead and do your thing.
On 1 through 20. All you guys got to do, I rolled the dice over here, so it's 1 through 20.
Oh yeah.
First person to get it, one number at a time, please, in the chat.
Close, Derek.
And while we're doing that,
Dang it!
So close.
Good luck.
I'm thinking about starting to do maybe some giveaways in the Discord, maybe once a month or something like that.
be really
That'd be a good
cool.
idea.
Maybe some mycology stuff or something like that.
Bringing some people into the Discord for the giveaways.
Did you decide a movie?
No, I was asking you. What do you think?
Well, if you want to do something related, I have a Blue Lotus documentary. It's about 45 minutes, maybe an hour long. If you want to do a movie, I've been wanting to watch the new Avatar. Our problem with Avatar movies is they're like 3 hours long, so it's like an endeavor that you have to walk through to try to watch them. We're right now at the newest one that just came out, 2025, Fire and Ice or something like that, whatever it's called.
All right, we've got a 16, 8, 11, 13, 7, 7, 8, 9.
We got a 13. Who's 13?
Shroom Digger. Hey, Shroom Digger's here.
Shroom. Hey, man, what's up, buddy? Hey, cheers. Congratulations. You got a win.
Awesome! Congratulations. That was
Hold
fast.
down so you can see. That was fast. Good job. Congratulations.
It's my lucky number.
We got a 13. Congratulations, man. Just make sure we can get your information. The best way to see your information is through my email. Put it in the chat for you. 1 second.
Go ahead and pull that up.
You can also do that through the Mystic Journeys website if you sign up to become a member. That's really the best way to do it, but people have not been following through on this, so let's just get you to send it to my email.
Did you show the dice yet? Show people.
Yes, sir, I did.
I wasn't paying attention. Yeah,
Yes,
Shroom Digger,
sir.
that's awesome.
Congratulations, man.
I love that name. I see Shroom Digger everywhere. I think I saw Shroom Digger over on the Mossy Creek live stream the other day. I'm not sure. I know I saw B Hendrix on there.
Yep, sweet.
But yeah, I love
There's my
seeing the
email
T
address.
Crew in other live streams. It's so awesome. I'm like, oh hey.
Right on, yeah.
But like I
Yeah.
try not to say too much because it's somebody else's stream. They don't know who the hell we are. Like I don't want to bomb Andrew's stream because he's there talking business about mushrooms and stuff, and we don't need a bunch of the T Crew.
Yeah.
Because he
Fair enough.
actually goes through each and every comment and pulls it up on the screen and responds to it.
Cool.
I'm like, wow, that's dedication.
But yeah, that's also my email address too if you need to get in touch with me about getting the new mushroom Zeta drinks. Also, you can hit me up on my Instagram or Discord. Was another great way to get in touch with me about these. But yeah, they're selling them with the Mystics memberships. It's $50 a month. It comes with Sacrament already anyway. And yeah, we haven't decided on an exact number of these things, but we're going to figure that out as soon as you guys decide you want some of them. Right now, we're trying to figure out how we can maybe get a couple test samples out to people, especially if you're in Colorado, would be the best way because we can do a meetup in person and get people to come try it face to face. Appreciate everybody's responses and support. Stay tuned here. Let me one more time spoil the jalapeno lemonade's coming up. It's just a flyer for it, but yeah, it's coming up here in June 1st. And a little sneak peek, we're gonna try to do a
June 1st or May 1st?
bomb pop flavor.
Oh wait, your this is coming out in May. Right. Sorry, I got confused.
Yeah. So yeah, that one's coming out here in just a couple days. I've already got them made and bottled up, everything, so they're already ready to go. But yeah, this flavor's coming out next month, and then maybe in July, I'm thinking about releasing a bomb pop flavor, but calling it Peace Pop instead, because it kind of streams it, you know. But with the flavor of bomb pop, maybe we'll see if we can combine it into a drink. I got to do a lot of experimentation with it and see, but yeah.
Yeah, I love Mossy Creek. He definitely knows his stuff.
That jalapeno lemonade sounds really awesome for a hot day.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough one for a hot day. On a hot day.
Hot day. Yeah.
Hot day. You know, iced.
Force you to sweat a little bit.
Ooh. Between that and the bomb pop, that's going to be a tough decision.
Yeah. I know you're going to do that jalapeno justice. I know. You know, oh yeah, Kim would probably go for that jalapeno lemonade. She loves those jalapenos. You know, she's known for smoking that jalapeno pipe back in one of those past Mush Fests. But yeah, Andrew's over at Mossy Creek. He has a wealth of knowledge. You don't want to. But yeah, I think it was B Hendrix that was asking a question to Andrew last time. He was like, "How would you go about storing genetics in a time capsule?" And I was like, "That is a good question. How would you store genetics in a time capsule?" You're like, "But for how many years?" I'm like, he was like, "Okay, so how would you store genetics in a time capsule for at least over 100 years?" And like, the thing about that is none of us would ever know. None of us would know. Like, how if in 100 years we put genetics in a time capsule, we won't be around to find out.
The SG30s, the Stargazer 30s, those were brought back from a 30-year-old spore print.
Yep. So this, what Andrew said, what you should probably do is probably just do like a sterile water storage with spores, because spores have the longest, lifespan generally. But he was like, yeah, there's this other thing. He's like, is it oil? Is there some kind of oil? I can't remember if it was glycerin or whatnot. And I was like, I know exactly what you're missing. It's mineral oil. I got bottles of it right over here. So that's mineral oil is one of those things that a lot of people don't think about. Is you can use for long-term storage with your genetics. It's like antibacterial. It's not nutritious, so things don't grow in it, and it's already sterile. But you should still sterilize it before you put any genetics in it. But yeah, it's like I think Paul Stamets came up with this technique, or I think sperm banks use this technique too, because it's mineral oil. It's just safe. It's just used for medical stuff all the time. But yeah, so that's what I was thinking. I was like, I was going to store genetics in a time capsule, I would totally go for mineral oil because it's less likely to like evaporate or get a leak. But I would be worried that it would get thick after 100 years. But I'm not sure what the long-term shelf life of mineral oil is. If it's like sealed, I would think it's indefinite.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hey, welcome back.
I don't know what point I cut off, but the only thing I wanted to finish saying is, I'm thinking about trying to make a bomb pop flavor for July. So that's one thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to be releasing that at the Rocky Mountain Mush Fest in July. So I won't release it on the 1st of that month, but I'll release it the 16th. It'll be the first people outside of, the friends and stuff that'll get to try it. Yeah, we'll see. It's just a concept right now.
Okay. Horrible says, HB, I thought you fell into your tea. I'm envisioning that movie. What was that movie?
Beer Fest.
Beer Fest. That's it. Yes, it's like he just falls into the vat and he starts like chugging it and just like forms this whirlpool. Just HB in his vat of tea. Just
like this is gonna be a trip.
Yeah.
Like a good trip you can drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mello says honey could keep good forever. Can't it be used? The thing with honey is it's nutritious, and those spores or genetics will use it for food. So I couldn't use honey for long-term storage. But if you're like trying to preserve the compounds, maybe. Oh, that looks good. That looks real good.
So the dehydrated. Oh.
Basically, yeah. Yeah.
It's made out of those. It's not potatoes.
Yeah, this is like Darren was saying, dehydrated pineapple, lime flavored chili powder, paprika, black pepper, sea salt. Dehydrated pineapple is one of my favorite dehydrated fruits.
It's like candy, basically. Does that tea have to be refrigerated?
No, it doesn't have to be. No, okay. They come. They're pasteurized and preserved. It's definitely a good idea to keep them refrigerated, but when I ship them, they're not refrigerated, so no, they don't have to be. No.
Oh, it tastes better cold.
That's the whole idea of doing it scientifically, man, is that we make sure that we get the pH right, that we get the sugar content right, and that we do the pasteurization, sterilization process complete. So you guys are getting a steady product every single time. It's quality above all.
All right. They found honey in an Egypt tomb, and it's still good. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
and then
I believe
what
it
if you
contains
crystallize the honey? Crystallizing the honey would be great for preserving the honey. It's just nothing that you put into it. I don't think. I'm not sure. We still don't really understand the degradation process of psilocybin and psilocin long term. But we're getting a lot more information about like acidity and things like that, and how acidity is kind of a great way to store it. It doesn't make sense in my head. Like I think it would degrade over time because it's acid, but who knows? I don't know. Maybe it just wants to be acidic.
It's all about the preservation, man. Really. Again, that's what tries to separate me from other people. Like anybody can just take mushrooms, brew it into a tea or a drink, and put it inside of a bottle and ship it out. But I'm making sure this is like scientific as process as I could do from, a home lab, to be able to make sure the pH is right, the sugar content's right, everything's sterilized, pasteurized, and everything's good along the way. So yeah.
Mike says doctor gave him honey to put on the wound. That's interesting because it's antibacterial. That's interesting.
Okay. Yep. Also, I know Manuka honey is really great for that. It's also good for like staph infections and stuff.
Mm,
Put it directly on staph infection. Manuka
agreed.
honey
Yeah,
comes from Australia and
I
New
do love
Zealand.
some pineapple, especially
Pineapple's
fresh,
super
not
yummy.
canned pineapple. Man, I love it fresh.
Yeah,
I
dude,
can't stand
100%.
canned pineapple, like in the fruit cocktail.
Tell us how you
Throw that
really
stuff in the
feel.
trash.
Oh my god.
Everybody knows that it's the grapes and the cherries everybody wants in the fruit cocktail.
How much do you think is
Let's
sports take?
oops, wrong one. Let me see. How long is a spore live? I don't know if anybody really knows. Let me look this up.
Sure, there's a huge variation depending on like environment and whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they can lie dormant for thousands of years. Who knows? In
So
the
yeah,
ice or whatever.
this is just a general Google search here. It says mushroom spores can last for a very long time, but their lifespan depends heavily on their format: syringe versus print. Syringe would mean it would be like in some distilled water or something like that, and it would stay hydrated. Um, so properly stored, spores can remain viable for 1 to 5+ years. That seems really short to me for spores. I would say 10 years plus at least. And Derek, you said somebody reconstituted 30-year spores?
Yeah, the star SG30s, the Stargazer 30s.
Ah, okay, it makes it 30, SG30. Now I get it.
Wow.
And I've grown
It's-
those. They're good. They're good.
Some documented cases of success after over a decade. Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool.
I've heard from other mycologists that like 10 years it's not unheard of, but you'll have better success with like non-nutrified agar, like water agar, or what is that other one? It's not agar. Gellan gum. I think that's what it's called. Let me look it up. Gellan gum is actually superior to agar when it comes to germinating spores. Yep. Putting that in the chat.
Yep. So
But
well, that's not a movie here.
that stuff's the winner
Good.
stuff. Gellan gums. Premium.
Let's start a movie here in just a bit, and then you guys, Derek, you doing Bible studies tomorrow, man?
Mhm.
So we'll see you guys tomorrow for Derek's Bible studies, Tuesday, 9 p.m. EST. We'll be back Wednesday. We'll do a giveaway of one of the Zeta drinks for you guys to try in the community. We'll be one of the first people out in the Mystics community to try it, as far as I'm aware of. But yeah. Also, we'll be doing a giveaway in Nerdy's What's in Nerdy's Can, and it's our Way Back Wednesday episode. I have a spoiler I can give you guys right here. Nerdy, go ahead. Do you want to say something?
What movie you want to watch tonight? I don't think we figured it out.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. Our next episode of our Way Back is Your Strengths. I'll go ahead and read a little quote here from Albert Einstein. I have a lot of Albert Einstein quotes. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid. One of my favorite Einstein quotes. So yeah.
Nice.
I hope to see some or all of you tomorrow night.
Everybody, hopefully, come on by. Yeah, it'd be great.
Some.
Yeah, I get it.
Some.
The play on words there. I heard it. That's funny.
Cheers, everyone. Well, what do you thinking, Nerdy? You guys in the comments, if you want to come by and watch a movie, maybe you can put something in the chat. What do you guys got suggestions?
Right. I'm open.
We'd love to see more people come over there. We usually don't get a huge crowd. We get a few stragglers come in. So if you guys want to come be part of it, we would love to have you guys over there. There's a few people here who already pay a membership. So you guys come on over to the Mystics crew and we'll let you in.
Yeah. Just $5 a month.
It is
so easy. And it really helps us a lot. That's why
we appreciate everybody's support,
because that little bit goes a long way for helping us pay for shipping and giveaways.
100%. So, I don't know. What are you thinking? You want to do a comedy? You want to do some educational? What you feeling, man?
I think something funny. I had a long weekend. I'd like to laugh tonight.
I've been waiting on the second dose of Shane Moss to come out. I know we watched the first one. That shit was so hilarious to me. Oh my gosh, I was dying laughing. But yeah, the second one's supposed to be coming out soon. Hopefully any day.
Mello, that's on our Discord.
Nerdy, that mushroom
I can put it in there, Nerdy. I got you.
anime that we watched before. Is there going to be a new season of that?
Which anime?
The mushroom one.
Common side effects.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's it.
Oh, yes.
Is there going to be another season of that?
Yes, there is. Let me find out when it's coming. I am excited about that one.
Yeah,
I believe this month in May.
Ooh.
I think.
Yes, that's exciting. Says, while renewed for a specific release date is unknown, with predictions suggesting a potential release date late 2026 based on production cycles.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't wait because I want some answers about those little mushroom creatures that they see. I'm like, I want an explanation of what they are. And I have my own theories, but I want to know. I want them to say it and explain it in their way.
And Francine, who would throw you the freaking wolves, lady. I gotta see what happens. Oh my gosh, that gets me so upset when I watch that show. I'm like, this girl will sell you out for anything, for a cheeseburger. My goodness.
New deep boot seats.
Okay. So I'm not sure, but I don't know. I'm open. Whatever you pick, I'm down.
Cool. We'll find something. We usually start about 8:30 or so we got 20 minutes. You guys can go grab snacks, use the bathroom. Join us over on Discord. I got the link right there in the chat for you guys. It's free to be in the Discord. Just come on over there and join. And we'd love to have a good group of people over there. We usually get a couple people, but yeah, we'd love to get a lot more people over there watching movies while it's hanging out.
That'd be nice
for the community. What we normally do, just to give people a run through how it works, we get everybody in the voice chat. We'll discuss a little bit before the show. When we start the show, we'll have everybody mute up, and then we can like type in the chat with each other to talk about what's going on, so we're not disturbing everyone. So yeah,
it's fun. I like it a lot.
Very fun. I live there at Discord. I literally eat, sleep, and breathe there. So cool.
All right. So let's
Anything
do
else, guys?
The closing video here.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I won't end it early this time. I promise.
Cool. Yeah, you guys make sure to read this on the way out. It kind of reads what we stand for and practice 4/5 agreements. Bye, everyone. Have a great night.
Nice
Thank you.
tunes too.